Since we now have less than 10 games to go in the current campaign, I decided to turn back to a topic we tend to touch on this time of year. Pretty much every season, we as fans witness players making the choice to hang up their skates prematurely for various reasons. In this video, we're going to go over a select number of players, their current situations, and the likelihood that their careers could be over entirely. But before we get started, I'd quickly like to mention that this video is sponsored by Express VPN, a safer way to navigate the web. And with that, here are 4 NHL players that could be done for good. After making his way over to Toronto from Hollywood in 2019, Jake Muzzin seemed to easily gel in Leafland. The Stanley Cup champ embraced the shutdown role on the back end with ease. Even though Muzzin has never been a power play specialist, he gave the Leafs something they didn't have very much of defensively: stability. Unfortunately, at 34 years of age, it's safe to say that the future of Muzzin's career is now in question. After battling concussions off and on last season, Muzzin seemed to be back to his normal self as his current season commenced. Despite returning for 4 regular season contests, however, Muzzin has yet again been sidelined with injury. This time though, the type of injury he sustained was a cervical spine injury. After undergoing spinal surgery, Muzzin has continued to recover while on the LTIR. What we do know is that the defenseman won't be returning for any regular or postseason games for the season. Also, Toronto has stated that the next update they'll be giving on Muzzin won't be until September, when training camp is underway. Knowing the amount of injuries he's faced and games he's missed, it's hard not to wonder if this is the end for Muzzin. With 683 NHL games played thus far, it's pretty fair to say that his rugged style of game he plays has caught up with his body. Since he arrived in Toronto, for instance, Muzzin has dealt with 9 different injuries, leaving hockey fans with the notion that this could be the end for the Ontario native. As I alluded to before, this video is brought to you by Express VPN. By using a VPN, you'll be able to protect yourself from hackers who are looking to steal your information. With secure encryption, your browsing activity will be completely off limits to anyone who's trying to steal your credit card information, for example. Along with peace of mind also comes privacy. Without a VPN, your internet service provider has access to all of your content, and this makes it easier for your data to be sold to ad companies. Due to having a unique IP address, this makes it nearly impossible for your information to be seen from prying eyes. And my favorite feature is the fact that adding a VPN to your internet experience gives you a lot more options when it comes to entertainment. Meaning that if you wanted to see what Netflix looked like for Swedish viewers, for example, you could easily do so. To get ExpressVPN, simply click the link below, and when you use my link, you will get your first 3 months free. And now, back to the video. Most of us can remember how shocking it felt when Max Pacoretti was traded from Sin City to the Carolina Hurricanes for essentially nothing in return. Many were skeptical, while others chalked it up to Vegas just being Vegas, considering that they had done something similar to Marc-Andre Fleury before. Unfortunately though, once the forward reported to his team in Raleigh, the reasoning for the move became more clear, as Pacoretti was in need of surgery to repair a torn Achilles. The surgery and recovery itself kept him sidelined for around half of this season. Well, that specific surgery anyways. After returning to play in January and notching 3 points in 5 games played, Pacoretti yet again succumbed to the same injury. Pacoretti, who was trying to get something going for his team on the power play, appeared to tear the same tendon and became incapacitated thereafter. Looking at his injury history, one could easily conclude that Patches has become a rather injury-prone player. Since 2018, for example, the former Habs captain has reported 16 different injuries. However, an Achilles tendon is much more sensitive of an injury than others. This leads many to believe that at 34 years of age, Patches has perhaps already played his last NHL game. After witnessing Patrick Kane's imminent departure from the Windy City, the hockey world has now turned its attention to the Hawks captain, Jonathan Toews. Drafted in 2006, Toews, not long after, became the 3rd youngest captain in NHL history at the time at 20 years of age. A natural-born leader, Captain Sirius has been a Chicago Blackhawk almost as long as Connor Bedard has been alive, to put it into perspective. Unfortunately though, 3 Stanley Cups later, Toews was met with some unfortunate news in 2020 around the time of the COVID-19 outbreak, due to the fact that Toews was suffering from CIRS. After contracting COVID, he ended up missing the entirety of the 2020-2021 campaign. And after having a slow start back for the following season, Toews had yet another setback to his career. In late January, shortly before the All-Star break, the captain was met with more symptoms from CIRS and what has been called long COVID as well. This caused him to miss over 27 games so far from this current season. Therefore, the overall sentiment is a somber one in Chicago, considering that Toews may have to hang up the skates earlier than he anticipated. Late last month, the forward made a statement that left many to question that indeed his last game could be quickly approaching. Regardless of what happens in the future this summer, it's definitely on my mind that this could be my last few weeks here in Chicago as a Blackhawk, Toews says. And so that's definitely very important for me to just go out there and enjoy the game and just kind of soak it in. And really appreciate everything I've been able to be a part of here in Chicago, and show my appreciation to the fans as well, he says. Regardless of the outcome for Toews, the legacy that he's left in Chi-Town won't be easily forgotten as far as Hawks fans are concerned. For what seems like a lifetime now, Habs netminder Carey Price has been out of commission for his team. Following the impressive Stanley Cup run that Montreal embarked on, Price has struggled to recover from injuries ever since. The main issue for the goaltender has been a nagging knee injury that's been keeping him sidelined for years on end. Despite having injections and surgery, Price hasn't been able to return completely to form. The last time the hockey world witnessed Price in action was around a year ago, as he suited up for a handful of contests for the Habs. Unfortunately though, it was announced even before the season began that Price wouldn't be available for the entirety of this current campaign. Therefore, at 35 years of age, considering how little he's played in the past couple years, have we seen the last of Carey Price between the pipes? One indication that retirement could be on the horizon is the fact that Price has sold the family home and along with his family has moved back to the BC area. Other than that, there is a possibility that GM Kent Hughes could try and move the netminder's contract this off-season. A similar transaction was done to Shea Weber's contract, as it was moved initially to the Vegas Golden Knights. Similarly to Toews, however, even if Price doesn't play another game, the legacy he's left behind in Montreal is unmatched. Even though he's never won a Stanley Cup, the goaltender has a slew of awards to his name, and in my opinion, will be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. In conclusion, firstly, I want to say thank you for watching this far, and please consider trying out Express VPN. If you do, you'll not only be getting the first 3 months for free, but also the opportunities to support the channel as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.